So we're back for another day working on this RZR here. After thinking about it some more last night, I think what we're going to try to do, the whole point of this was to learn new skills and kind of be able to do this on my own without having to rely on anybody else as far as fixing stuff, especially when it comes to frame damage and straightening stuff, which is not super easy. But we're going to take a stab at it here, because the only thing I have to lose here is if I can't bend it, then I definitely need a frame. I'm going to have to just do a whole frame, whole cage, and replace everything that's damaged, which is not ideal, but it is a last resort here. So I figured, why not try and learn and try a new tool. So that is what we went and picked up this morning, and we're gonna give this a shot, see if this can't do a little pushing, pulling in some spots. Gonna try to do it as is right now. So as it sits here, without taking any more plastics off or anything, I'm just gonna try and push off the frame here, try and bring everything out. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I think I'm gonna leave the cage bolted up for now, just to give me that extra structure and stability. And basically this whole thing took an impact backwards, up and in. So I'm just gonna push down and out. And if that works, awesome. If not, I guess we'll be putting a frame on this thing. All right, so we're gonna try and get this set up. All right, we need somewhere to set this porta power unit so that it doesn't keep falling down, holds it up in a good spot. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, we got a little better setup now. We'll see if this stays put, or if this just falls out, falls off. Looks like I ran out of RAM. So let's try this again. So it's definitely pushing it apart. I'm afraid to take this cage off here, because if I push on the back of the cage, it's just going to push everything, push the cage back, I'm afraid. Unless I leave one side connected, maybe I can get away with it. I think that will probably allow me to move this. As I was afraid of, back here, it ended up denting, pushing into the cage a little bit, which at the end of the day, this is all going to be trashed anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I just don't want to bend anything back, lower mounts or anything like that. We're going to try a different push here, see if we can't spread this open a little bit. Since the cage is so bent, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to disconnect it here and then try to push and see if I can move this, because we need to straighten this out here, bring this down and out so that our door can close, because we're close but we're not there. Obviously it's broken. Need a new one of those too. So we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to disconnect this because I think because of the cage being so bent, it's kind of screwing everything up when I'm trying to push. Pushing on the cage isn't doing anything because it's just moving the cage like I kind of figured. So we're gonna get down, we're gonna push off of here. So I'm gonna remove the plastic, take the seats out, and we'll start pushing against this. So I'm trying to avoid taking the whole dash apart, interior, all that, but I think we're gonna start stripping stuff out of here.
eternity later.
So what I'm currently struggling with here is these clips in here that literally will not come out unless you break them. That apparently is the only way they come out. Alright, now that we have access to this here, solid frame, we're going to go ahead and try and push on the dash from here and see if we can get a good push. I didn't want to break any more plastic than we had to, so let's see. Little update. Tried a couple more pulls. Tried it in a couple different spots. Was able to get a little bit of a push here, but trying to figure out where exactly this door is going to line up, and it's just not close. Tried messing with the doors. Got a couple pushes against each other, hoping that maybe that would push them out. A couple pushes off of here. This option's not going to work. So unfortunately, as I was digging around in here, you'll see that right there, that crack, yeah, it's like that on both sides. So I think it's time to just get a frame. Not the most ideal, but I think it's going to be the best thing for it, just because of the amount of damage that's done to this thing. I mean, it's here, down here. I mean, this door doesn't line up very well. This door, it's just completely off. So it's time. So we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna see if the motor will run now. We'll get the air filter checked, fluids, make sure it's all good. Obviously, there's no coolant because the radiators are off. We'll check the oil real quick here. Good, that's good. We'll reinstall everything under the hood and see if she'll fire up. So as you may or may not have seen, we were getting a couple codes with the RZR when we started it. So we're going to check the fuel pressure, because it almost sounds like it's not priming. So either it's an issue with the fuel pump itself, which the wiring all looks intact here, or the actual fuel pressure. So there wasn't a whole lot that came out when I pulled that off, but I'm going to test real quick with my fuel pressure tester. We'll see what it looks like. Well, for some reason I can't get my Tusk fuel pressure tester, any of them, to connect onto there. I'm not sure if that connector is right or something messed up there, but I'm just going to turn the key and see if the pump even primes. Yeah, as I figured. Alright. So I'm gonna have to dig into this a little more and see what's going on with the wiring, if it's just the fuel pump itself being bad, or if there's some wiring that's maybe loose or messed up. I don't think there is, because it all looks decent. Nothing looks crimped or anything like that, but rest of today we're just going to clean up our mess, get this all cleaned up, and we're gonna start working on trying to find a frame for this thing. Probably some doors, inside doors, and I think the front end's torn down as much as I need to know what needs to be replaced. Some of these brackets can just be rebent, and obviously those are gonna be trashed. We'll catch back up with you when we've got an update on this thing.